Thank you, Chairman Vitale. It's a pleasure to be with you. I want to thank you also for really, at this point, decades of work on behalf of the public, health, and the environment, and climate. Too often, you've been a lonely voice on climate in Pennsylvania over the decades. I'm encouraged to say I think there are many more people coming to understand that we have to address the issue of climate change here in Pennsylvania. You asked me before I go into my remarks on the bill to give a little bit of history on the EPS. So first, it is the AEPS. It's not the RPS. And that was quite deliberate. It's the Alternative Energy Portfolio Standard. So by the terms of the legislation that is on the books and passed, and by the way, it was passed at the time that Governor Rendell was governor, but it was also passed at a time that Republicans had a majority in the House and the Senate. So this was a bipartisan bill, and DEP had the major sponsors in each chamber, as is sort of the tradition, came from the majority party at the time. One was Senator Erickson in the Senate, and the other was Representative Chris Ross in the House, both Republicans. The Alternative Energy Portfolio Standard was passed because the General Assembly and the governor at the time felt that the market in Pennsylvania for electric power was not working appropriately. That the rules in the marketplace were deterring alternative energy technologies, alternative energy ways of making electricity. So the market results were distorted by one fundamental thing, and that thing was that there was no price on carbon. Or to put it another way, the way I prefer, the carbon price was zero. So coal-fired power plants and natural gas plants were paying a price of zero, and the market was producing investment and production results with that huge distortion. I call it the original sin of the marketplace. And the distortion meant that there was very little alternative energy power production from wind, solar, geothermal, biomass, energy efficiency, and certain other alternative technologies. And again, on a bipartisan basis, the General Assembly decided that we needed to do something equivalent of get the lead out of gasoline. Remember, we used to have lead in gasoline, and then the government came along and said, that market rule doesn't work. It's producing bad results. We're going to have a rule, no lead in gasoline. And then we'll let the marketplace compete to provide unleaded gasoline. That's what I use to get here today in my car. So very much like that, the General Assembly decided that we were going to, at least for 18% of the power market, have a rule that internalized the cost of carbon. It didn't have a carbon price explicitly, but it basically said, as to at least the tier 1 technologies, they would be clean, which was essentially meant zero carbon. So the tier 1 technologies were wind, solar, biomass, geothermal, and some others. Energy efficiency, by the way, was included in the bill, but it was put in tier 2. With some already existing alternative energy technologies like large-scale hydro and waste coal plants were in tier 2. So the 2004 bill had two tiers, tier 1 and tier 2. Tier 1 was what I will call essentially the zero carbon bill or technologies, and tier 2 was a set of other technologies like hydro, already built hydro, large-scale hydro, and waste coal plants, energy efficiency. That added up to 18%. So to use my metaphor, it was equivalent of taking 18% of the market and say, get the lead out of gasoline. The other 82% was not affected by the act. Now, you will notice I didn't say anything about nuclear. Nuclear was not included in tier 1 and tier 2 back in 2004. Fundamentally, it wasn't included because Natural gas at the time was about $8 a thousand cubic feet or more. It was at least 2 to 3 times the price today. And nuclear power plants that were already built were in no danger of leaving the marketplace. The market rules at the time weren't so disadvantaging to nuclear because natural gas was priced at a much higher level than it is today. So that's really what the bill was, and really why it was passed. It was intended to spur development of alternative energy technologies, particularly zero carbon technologies. Greg, is that enough?
That's enough. Now, but really quickly, this bill, talk about, if you can, or if you choose to, but okay, so how does this bill modify that 2004 AEPS bill?
All right, I'm going to answer that question, but I'm going to take a little bit of privilege and just say I'm really pleased to be part of this conversation for 2 reasons. I've spent my entire professional career working for consumers and